Antique iron snaffle horse bit. I have something like this. Sold for 200 and some bucks on here, on auction. Um, not exactly like it, but something pretty close to that. And I've got quite a few other pieces that I'm pretty sure that are going to be good money on here too. See, I got a whole box full of this iron from 1840s. I've got over 100 buckles. I got these rings. I even have. I'm about to look up smelting tools from a blacksmith or a smelter. When they smelted metal, they made the buckles. Here is what it looks like to me. They made the buckles. Which means that all the fittings, all the pieces for the buckles and all that shit, the molds, they're going to be here too. I just have to dig them up yet. So, which I would imagine the molds for those things are probably worth some good money. I mean, try to find shit on eBay. Look what they do. I mean, and they get caught, and then they fixed it because they realized I'm recording them. That's fucking pathetic. Fucking losers. It's fucking pitiful! Alright, let's see here. Original, good condition. See, I'm trying to get a good close picture of what the fuck it looks like. Alright, that doesn't even look that old. That looks like a fucking repop, doesn't it? That don't look like wrought iron. That looks like new. That looks like new iron. And they sold that for $200 some. That's a scam. There ain't no fucking way. I'm sorry to tell you guys, but that's not what wrought iron looks like. Wrought iron would not look like that. It wouldn't look that clean. It wouldn't look that new. The metal looks too new. It's not. I'll show you what wrought iron looks like here in a bit. Okay, now these are real. They sold for $37. These are a little bit later than the 1840s. Is what it looks like to me. I'm thinking these are early 1900s. These ones right here. But the ones I have, for the most part, the majority of them are from the 1840s. According to Aqua Chigger, which does quite a few videos on YouTube. And I think he knows what the fuck he's talking about, but see, they won't even let me click. Look. This is how childish these motherfuckers are, man. No, you can't look. No. And as a TI, I gotta tell you, as a TI though, we go through this shit every day, every fucking time we try to use the internet. This ain't just once in a while. Just to give you an idea what the fucking kind of a life these perps fucking have though. A zero fucking life. They got no fucking life though. Alright? This is their life though, is manipulating other people's lives. That's a life? What kind of fucking life is that? Who desires to live a fucking life like that though? You want to wash my mouth out with soap? One of the perps just V2K'd my fucking head. Fuck you, bitch. I got news for you. You don't like my fucking language. Stay the fuck off my channel. Like fucking Bluebeard used to say from fucking Australia. He did the Mandela effect videos. Yeah, I'm gonna wash my mouth out with soap. Go to church. Or go to Satanville, all right? Get the fuck out of my fucking video. They're like watching me do my video. Look, this ain't uploaded to YouTube yet, right? They're like real time though, stalking me as I do a fucking video. You know, I'll hit a nerve with these fucking perps, and they will shut down my fucking video. They have a way they can hack DU recorder these days, and literally shut my fucking video down, even though I free up 5 hours of fucking space to record with. I'll get 1 minute, 20 some seconds in. I'll strike a chord. I'll hit that spot. Shut my video down like a fucking child, like a little child. Like a pathetic little fucking retard. That fucking ain't got no excuse to fucking, that wasn't born with a mental disability. Just chooses to live with one as a fucking result as an adult. You know the fucking type I'm talking about, right? Like, oh, but you weren't fucking born retarded, though. So I could call you a fucking retard. You know what I mean? If you was born with a mental disability, then it's wrong. You know? But if they were fucking born with the fucking intelligence, they even got a high school diploma, but they choose to be a fucking retard like that. No, they're fucking retards. And they need to be fucking called out as such if they're going to stalk me every fucking day of my life on a fucking daily basis, though. Especially when I get on the fucking internet. And I live in the middle of fucking nowheres. Though, you see what I'm saying? Okay, now these are the real deal. That's what wrought iron looks like. That's what the 1840s to early 1900s wrought iron looks like. That's quite a pile of fucking pieces there. Horse bridle equipment or whatnot. It looks like there's quite a bit of money there. I think they sold it a little too cheap. $37. I was in on auction. Yeah. Yeah, they sold that a little too cheap, that pile there. What they should have done was split it up into smaller groups of auctions and done them at $9.99 a piece. At least that way they would have got like $50-$60. You know what I mean? Because they would have got a bid on each one of them probably at $9.99, $9.99, $9.99, $9.99, $9.99, and that's probably all they would have got. But they would have still got at least $13 extra. And I mean, you're getting ripped off doing it that way. $13.50. These ones did the same fucking stupid thing there. What was that? April. The one before it was in February. Yeah, I mean. But you notice the buckles. The buckles they ain't showing the buckles up on there, right? Like lots of buckles. But you know they're on eBay. They're just hiding them from me because they know I got a shit ton of them, and I wanted to see how well they do and how well they sell for. Because I think they're worth at least $10 a piece. It being from the 1840s, early Americana relics. Yeah. I mean, they put things like that in museums. You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, they're at least worth $10 a piece, right? So, I mean, people are getting ripped off on eBay these days, man. Yep, they are, though. They are. Look up Paleolithic artifacts on there. I mean, there's some fucking stupid motherfuckers on there pulling a scam on that. And not only is it the paleo artifacts, and then they do the same shit with the dinosaur bones and petrified wood. They piss on historical significance, it seems to me like. Right? Like they're like they take a piss when it's fucking historical significance. They're like, fuck that. Who gives a fuck about that, right? And you want to know why? Because a lot of them, it ain't even their fault. I have a feeling that they've been like, they can't get right. You know, they weren't built right. You know? They say God's infallible and all that shit, and maybe he is in some kind of way, but he didn't build some people right, man. And as a fucking result, not that they don't have the capability to learn and show interest in things that are important, significant, educational, healthy, and fulfilling, promising, all those good things for future generations. They refuse, because then they gotta think and shit, and then it's like, why should they have to use their fucking brain? I mean, that's a lot of work, you know what I mean? But they're so dumb, right? But then they're so smart though that they can hack your shit on a daily basis, stalk your every fucking move, GPS track you, eavesdrop on you, fucking 24 hours a fucking day, slanderize you, fucking try to erase you, shadow ban you, but they can't fucking figure out how to fucking research something for 10 minutes on the fucking internet, utilizing the internet. But they can do all this other shit magically, though. Isn't that a weird anomaly? Like, they can't get right. They don't know how to learn anything fucking real and respectable. But they ain't got no problem learning how to fucking harass other fellow citizens, violating their constitutional rights and micturating, so to speak, upon our fucking constitution and disrespecting the country, the flag, trying to destroy it with fucking chaotic entropy by collapsing its infrastructure from the inside, with all this upheaval, race baiting, confusion, virtue signaling, all this shit All this shit that's going on these days is because it's a systematic fucking plan designed to destroy the things that a lot of you forgot how to love and cherish the most. Life, or humanity, this country, your future, your we wouldn't know what to do with it. And I'm like, it's not your fucking prom night. It's the future. It's everything, you know? Okay, so I can't find any of the buckles. And when you type in buckle, they'll show you a lot of buckles. They won't show you horse tack buckles, though. I've seen one of them on there. And I know there are plenty of them on there. They're just hiding them from me. And I'm getting sick of it, man. I'm getting sick of this kind of shit, though. You know? They fucking disrespect research, understanding, knowledge. They disrespect shit like that. People that have taken the time to research and figure things out. They disrespect those people. And then try to make those people look like they're fucking stupid or something by hiding the truth from them when they're not trying to hide them from the truth or everybody else. That's all they know how to do is hide shit. You know? This is the poorest fucking sports in the world. I imagine they probably cheated at Chutes and Ladders. I mean, these people are just fucking pathetic, man. It brings tears to my fucking eyes sometimes. I'm like, but God had a fucking plan. He did this for a reason. Well, I fucking sure hope so, man. I hope so, though. I mean, fuck. What is the fucking reason? I'm trying to figure it out. You can't figure out God's plan. No one will ever be able to figure out God's plan. And I know that. And in the end, no matter what, God will be right and you'll be fucking wrong. In the end, it will fucking matter. Yeah. It won't matter. But I get this feeling that somehow God thinks he can fucking still see how I was right and you couldn't see it back then. I mean, some folks are lucky and some ain't. Some people ain't even got to think of it like that. They're just like, thank you, God, so much for this. I'm so blessed. And they're just so happy and joyful, and I'm happy for them. I'm not one of them people that hate people because they're happy. You know what I mean? At least there's some people that fucking got a good fucking run at things in life and fucking, some of them are just fucking pathetic shitheads, but some of them are fucking decent people, though, and they deserve a blessed life. You know, I like seeing people happy. That's most important to me. I don't like seeing people depressed, grumpy, upset. And that's what's happening a lot these days with the technology. That's what I've been fucking going on and on and on about lately. It's that the technology is before 5G. I mean, they was doing this shit then. They were doing it. They've been doing this shit since 2007. Electronic harassment in the state of Iowa that I know about. It's southern Iowa. That's when it started. The electronic harassment, 2006, 2007. That's when the electronic harassment shit started around here. I'm sure it was around before then, the technology and all of that. But yeah, no, it's some kind of cult that decided they heard about gang stalking and right in the early days, and they wanted to, like, you know how they do copycat shit. I think they're just like a little group of They started out as like a little group of copycat gang stalkers. What year was it that they did that fucking ABC News story where that guy got stalked by the entire fucking town that he lived in because he fucking sold a house that they didn't want him to sell, or it was somebody else's house, and it was a house thing, and this guy, he was part of the fire department, so he got the whole fucking town, cops and everything, like psychopaths, every day to drive by his house and honk their fucking horns and do like a horn honking campaign. And he caught him on fucking hidden camera and put him on like ABC News. That's one of the earliest stories about gang stalking or community organized harassment. They probably seen that news story and was like, let's try that shit here. And the reason I think they tried that shit in Oski is because they have that fucking Smoky Row Cafe, and they get all these presidential candidates to come there, and they think they're big bad Billy Badass motherfuckers or something. But they're really just like fucking. You ever seen that public freakout compilation where that dude, the old dude, comes up to the guy and goes, "What the fuck are you gonna do about it, dumb son of a bitch?" Fucking all confident and shit, looking like he's about to get his fucking head pancaked, and gets away with it, right? That's how these motherfuckers are. They're like, "What are you gonna do about it, you dumb son of a bitch?" Only they don't do it like that. They're like, that's like without saying it, they're more like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. Are you okay? I think you need mental health treatment. Because, that's the first thing they try to. That's the first thing they try to do. I imagine they probably picked up all these different tactics. Because here's what they do. Here's what I know they do. The ones that still perp. Because there's not as many that perp that used to perp. Like last year, from last year to this year, I'd say there's less than fucking half of the perps that were perping around last year, perping in that fucking town this year. And I think a lot of that probably has to do with the COVID-19 and other things, but mainly the COVID-19, I would imagine. A lot of them probably got reassigned. A lot of them probably got reassigned to other places. Who really knows? You know what I mean? Because they really do. Like, it is a big thing. Okay, in theory. Okay, now this isn't a conspiracy. This is just me fucking saying, what if, in a movie, we'll play that game again. What if there's conglomerate churches that are offering fucking scholarships in colleges for college students, young college students, to contract stock, targeted individuals and try to cause them mental health stress, try to cause them fucking suicidal thoughts and or actions, maybe even push them into homelessness, or some kind of a psych ward, or maybe even incarceration. Or sometimes they kill them. Sometimes they kill you and try to make it look like an accident. They try to run you off the road, try to kill you in a fucking machine. Their game is prove it without even fucking saying it, right? You know what I mean? So it's like this, we can have this conversation, be like, I'm not a cop. This is how I say it. I'm not a cop. I'm not a prosecutor. I don't have to prove it. I mean, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get what's coming. And, and watch yourself and be careful. That's kind of how the fuck I respond. You know what I mean? Like, these people are fucking little, not that they ain't done a lot of damage and caused a lot of fucking people a lot of fucking problems in a lot of fucking sinister, manipulative, fucked up fucking ways. Okay? Because of their corruption and their little game that they played with people. Because I gotta tell you, man, I was harassed, gang stalked for years. And I didn't know what the fuck gang stalking was until I moved out here. And as a matter of fact, I wouldn't even know what gang stalking is if my perps and gang stalkers didn't hack my computer and suggest through YouTube gang stalking related topics to me. So they want to validate. They want you to validate what they did all those years to you and let you know at the same time what the fuck it is that they do. Okay, and that's just a snippet of what the fuck they do. They keep you from jobs. No, I've been harassed through DHS. I've been harassed through the Workforce Development Center. Would you like me to elaborate? Well, okay. DHS kept me from getting food stamps for 3 years. I'm probably the only person in the entire world that's been kept from fucking food stamps that long. That's one thing. And they tried doing that to me twice. So they got it in for me at DHS. I don't know what the fuck for. They got it. They got a hard on for me, and I don't fucking know why. And well, then I found out later, not that long ago, that I happen to know somebody that may or may not have admitted working at DHS and then tries to backtrack and say that they didn't work at DHS because they realized at that moment in time I would be able to put two and two together, and which I have, and I know who the fuck, y'all know who. Anyway, so, I'm telling you, this shit gets deeper and deeper and deeper, though. They're really good at trying to make themselves look innocent to the fucking sheeple, to the dumbed down, numbed down, spirited down. So yeah, okay, so they keep you from a job. I'm not the only one. There's other ones. I know other TIs. They just didn't know they were a fucking TI, and so they're starting to now realize what gang stalking is. You know what I mean? Because they do it systematically like that. They do divide and conquer. They slanderize you. They try to keep you separated from people that are like-minded, like yourself, because if they don't want you
grouping up together and fucking putting your heads together and figuring shit out. Because, I mean, one TI could help another TI if they're from the same area with certain information that one might not have had before, whereas the other one could do the same for the other one about certain perps, how they perp, and what to look for, and the warning signs, and the fucking and how fast they try to move. The scariest thing is, and I'm not saying that that's the way it is there, but the scariest thing is, though, that I know how bold they are, that they will fucking, they're so bold that they will literally incorrectly caption file paperwork, send it to a judge, try to pass it by a judge, and hope the judge is going to go along with the corruption. Okay? And see, they tried doing that shit with me, but the judge wasn't having it. And I was his last case before he fucking resigned, unfortunately, because that town needs an honest judge, and I don't know if there are anymore. I don't know the judges there. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they're not. But I'm saying that this is the boldness of them, though. This is how the fuck they operate. And they use court-appointed attorneys, your court-appointed attorney, to Benedict Arnold on you and turncoat on you when they don't show up to court, when they get caught fucking doing the wrong thing. And then they go and fucking forge paperwork after the fact. Even still, and that after trying to hold people hostage in a fucking hospital by lying to the court again, hoping they don't find out they're lying, and then they get caught again, and none of them lose their jobs ever. So even when they get caught by an honest judge, they still don't lose their fucking jobs. All right, so this shit's got to stop. I'm telling you right fucking now, because I got personal experience being a TI for over fucking, since at least 2000, and I'd say 2006 or 7, when the Cardinals won the World Series the first time. It happened after that. That's when it had started. That's when the electronic harassment started on my brother, because he got on the Fam World and Antiques Radio Forum. And that's all of a sudden it had started right at that time. Right at that, it was almost like overnight. He had changed dramatically. I mean, and since then they have taken the fight out of him a lot, I've noticed. And because of constant yearly harassment, especially when he lived in Oskaloosa, he was getting hit every day. And if he turned the radio on, every time he turned the radio on, I mean, it enhanced it, and he got way worse. And like when I would shut the radio off, he'd get pissed, but he would be calm within seconds. It was almost like putting a fucking blanket over a bird cage. How you calm a bird down by darkening the cage. It's like that. It's like, so it's frequencies. And so when they hit him out here, I have a feeling when they do, somehow they're within a fucking couple mile radius. They would have to be. But even when they try to do that, they still aren't as, it still doesn't have the effect unless they get him to drink alcohol and get him somewhat inebriated. And then he's out of control. And it's almost like a little fucking demon or something jumps into, but it's not a demon, it's just a fucking piece of shit, little fucking retarded perp using remote neural monitoring, accessing the neural pathways through the NSA's fucking thingamajig somehow. And what I think it is they look at a screen on like a phone. They just look at the screen like I'm looking at it right now, and on the screen it shows what the person sees. And that's a stretch. I don't even know if I believe that, right? Because the way that Edward Snowden had described remote neural monitoring is that remote neural monitoring can predict before you write on a screen what your thoughts are and what you're going to say. He doesn't ever say that can be seen through your eyes. I don't know if that technology really actually exists or not. I think that might possibly be a psychosis, but I don't really know. Okay, you ain't gonna get any of them to fucking agree with you saying like what I just said. They're gonna be like, no, they could see through your eyes. I don't know if that they can, and I ain't saying they can. I ain't saying they can't. All right. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they. Some of them think that some of them wear a fucking headset and they go into like a catatonic state and they try to live through you as you. But I do know this much though. They definitely can manifest their personality through the fucking victim because you can see a change in personality and it's always the same ones. It's not dissociative personality disorder. It's not made up personalities. Sometimes it's a female personality. I would say most of the time it's a female personality. And when it's a really aggressive one, it's a male's personality. So there's a male that does it, and then there's a female that does it. And whenever it's alcohol, it's the male. And whenever it's a very self-absorbed, focused on nothing but determined look to continue this cycle, because that is what it is. It's I know it happens to them. I'd like to video it. I'd like to do like a documentary and just kind of show you the effects of what happens, like put some hidden cameras in here and just kind of like fucking the only way to authentically show what happens and everything, and then be able to narrate around it and explain would be the only way to get you to fucking understand though. So I'm through with the remote neural monitoring shit. Fuck remote neural monitoring. All right, there's definitely a lot of mind control going on these fucking days though. Okay, and you know when somebody reacts to you in a way that they normally would not react to you though, in a snappish kind of a way. You know, at those moments, they're temporarily being mind controlled, and it's usually probably going to be being done by a fucking Democrat, liberal, on that agenda for that chaotic entropy. And I'm not saying Republicans are fucking innocent either, but I'm saying the heavy hitters are fucking liberals and Democrats. All right? Because one time I went to my brother's apartment, and I sat down, and he said, all white nationalists are going to die, and you're one of them. And I was like, oh, really? I was like, what's a white nationalist? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, well, let's look it up and see what it says on the internet here. We looked it up, and I explained to him that means that you're a fucking for your country and for the republic, and you're for the way things are, you know? You're not for nationalization, lionization, idolization. You're for being a nationalist, an ist, it's an ist. It's one of those ISTs, nationalist, white nationalist. You gotta say white because there's no black nationalist. Oh no, but so I mean, the way he said it was like one of those brainwashed people that thinks that everything's fucking racist when it doesn't even make sense. So I can't say if it was a black person saying it through him or if it was a white person. I think it's a white person trying to act like they're for black people. And then probably the other half the fucking time in their life, they're probably racist as fuck, confused, don't even know who the fuck they are. Right? So, I mean, that's just a fucking mixed up, fucked up world, though. I hate talking about the mind control. You know, people are like, oh, mind control? I don't know. That shit doesn't exist. But I mean, it's existed longer than they've existed. It's been around since before Nazi Germany. They had the Montauk experiments. They had the Philadelphia experiment. They had the, what was the other one? They had experiments, you know, mind control experiments, documented ones, patented ones. Okay, you can't erase that shit out of history. It's real. It's fucking documented. If it was then, silent sound spread spectrum, the voice of God weapon, V2K. I mean, fucking think about it. You know, what was it? U.S. military back during the Desert Storm had an entire fucking troop of Iraqis surrender their weapons, and was it Iraqis or their weapons and everything? And even though they outnumbered the Americans, they surrendered because the Americans put the voice of Allah in their head and told them to surrender that shit. So, and that was Desert Storm. That was 1991. Think about how advanced technology is today. Okay, so not only is it believable, it's just not something that people want to, it's a scary nightmare. I don't want fucking someone looking through my motherfucking eyes, right? I don't want someone up in my fucking brain pathways. This is my temple. My body's my temple. I didn't invite them into my fucking temple. How dare they fucking intrude into my fucking temple, right? But they do. So they're like a new kind of breed of vampire where they fucking, they come uninvited and, like they got a right or something to do that, you know, and no, they don't. It's like Scott Snitzer says. He says, these stupid motherfuckers have been doing this shit for a long time, and they've getting away with it this whole time, and that's why they think that it's okay to do, but it's fucking not. You know what I mean? They think it's legal. They think they have the right to do it because they've been getting away with it all this fucking time. But no, they don't. And no, they're confused, and they're gonna get fucking bruised and fucking beaten, and metaphorically, in the end. You know what I mean? They're gonna get fucking fucked up is what's gonna fucking happen to them. I'm fucking sick of these perps, man. They say, oh, don't fucking hit your perps. Don't do it. You know what I mean? It's like bullshit. Bullshit on that, though. I call bullshit. I say the more you let them get away with it, and you don't set a fucking example, and you can't take a pinch for fucking throwing some fucking stupid motherfucker a beating once in a while, then the longer this shit's gonna continue, though. I'm not inciting violence. I'm just talking about in a movie. I'm saying like in a movie. If we was gonna do a movie or some shit, like about gang stalking is what I meant to say. I'm not inciting violence. Don't you know? You know. I'm just simply saying, though. You know, in a movie, at least a movie could set the fucking right example, though. At least a movie, though, could fucking put that fucking thought out there legally and not have to fucking worry about some kind of repercussions. You know what I mean? It's not hate speech. It's not inflammatory speech. I'm just simply trying to say that when people are trying to torture you, push you to suicide, trying to murder you, and you don't defend yourself, then I mean, what the fuck are you as an individual, though? You know? No, you don't go out there and just fucking reach out and fucking snatch one of them up and start beating them up because you don't like perps. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when a fucking perp goes too far, and you continuously, it's like, okay, so like, it's like the old saying, they take your fucking kindness for a weakness, you know? They see a weakness in you, they're gonna try to utilize that against you every fucking chance they get, man. Oh, he lets me get away with it. He ain't even gonna get mad. He's gonna be all fucking Bruce Lee about it and shit, right? So I'm gonna do this a lot to that motherfucker then until he finally gets mad at least, and maybe they'll help me push him to suicide faster. Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? Each piece of the puzzle is different. You know, every person's different. You know, some people they bottle shit up, right? And then they fucking explode on the wrong person one day. Instead of fucking venting, instead of saying what the fuck's on their mind, what they think, what they feel, they keep all that shit inside. They bottle it all up, and it's not healthy to do that kind of shit. And that's some pieces of the puzzle. That's some people that they are like that, and they're just like, you know, oh, just fucking bygones. It's not a big deal. It's okay. They identity thieve me, try to murder me. It's not a big deal. I'll just move on. They're just gonna keep doing it. Oh well. No, they can't. You can't do that. So that's what I'm saying. At that point, you gotta be like, no, I gotta fuck these fucking perps up. In some kind of a fucking way. Not physically, but like, you know, I gotta beat them mentally, right? Like I gotta hit them back. I gotta hit them with the fucking power of my mind. I gotta fucking use willpower and overcome them. And fucking bring them to their knees and traumatize them and fucking destroy their fucking spirit. No, I'm just joking. All right. Not that extreme, but
But that's kind of how the fuck they are, though, ain't it? That's how the fuck, that's their attitude. Shit, we're gonna destroy their life, their country, this world. I hate life, I hate people. I bet you that's how all of them are, man, when they get together. Like, you don't hate people. I mean, it's like fucking, they're pathetic, man. You know? Hold on, I'm just on a rant. Hold on a second. I shit, we've all had our days where we fucking hate people. You know what I mean? But that's what I was thinking. I was like, but these ones are the kind that, okay, so they hate people and want to destroy their lives. Yet decadent as they are, continue to live theirs. So they think. And that's, you know, anything can happen in this motherfucking world, though. So, I mean, and it's like I was saying, really, it's a matter of, I mean, you got a bunch of little pipsqueaks acting like they're cowboys from hell and shit all over the country, like, taking over this fucking town. And I'm like, where are the real Billy badasses, and why don't they give a fuck about protecting their territories or taking what the fuck's theirs? You know, I mean, you thought you was taking over this town. We're taking over this fucking town. Is how the fuck it really is, you know? It's who's got more mercy than the other fucking team, right? But that's the key, is they don't want you teaming up. They don't want you to have a team. They don't want you to have like-minded individuals on the same page as you, saying, hey, he's right. I feel the same way. This is our country. It's time to take it the fuck back. And we don't take it from the government. What the fuck's a government? What the fuck's the president? I've never even fucking heard. Have you? We'll let them play house and pretend all the whatever the fuck they got going on over there and all that shit. But America is right here. And that's the important key fucking thing to remember. You know? It ain't, we don't fucking fantasize about taking this country back from fucking suits and ties in Washington, D.C. Them can be dealt with pretty fucking swiftly and easily. You know? And that's just... And that's why they're testing this shit on us. They want to fucking mass mind control everybody because they don't want people to think like that, to talk like that, to feel like that. But that's the true American spirit, you know? We'll tolerate what the fuck's tolerable, but not lose control. We're not going to let them fucking spiral us out of control like that, okay? That's how I feel. I mean, that's a dream in a movie, right? I will say, I don't want to piss old Trump off. You know? Hold on a second. Okay, so like earlier, I was talking about how I think that a lot of the gang stalkers, they became like copycats from some... it wasn't as big at first, right? Like, it wasn't meant to be what it is. Like, George Bush Jr., I don't think fucking intended for it to be where it's at completely, but I don't know. I can't speak for him, and I really don't know, but what I do know is that there's a lot of copycats. So what I've noticed with my perps, what they like to do is, when you're on YouTube, see, they use the internet for most, I'd say probably 75 to 80% of all their harassment on you and gang stalking. And that's just across the board anyways, because that's where fucking most everybody's at, is on the internet, right? So, and a lot of that's just to prevent you from excelling and succeeding in life. Like, that's, you know, and that's a fact. That's just the facts, though. That's what the fuck they do. So, but these are the copycats, and they know this too, and they do this shit too. So what they do is, they look at what you're subscribed to. They look at who you're subscribed to, and then they study those people. Okay? So they like get assignments. They study who other TIs that you're subscribed to, and then they find out what the tactics are being used on them or in their area of the country, and then they start mimicking them, only if they know that you saw the same video, because otherwise the psychological harassment aspect of that wouldn't work. And it's all in good fun for them, I guess. I mean, because that shit doesn't really have much of an effect. They just want to let you know they're still perping when they do shit like that. So here's an example. Michael Barton did a video, or a few videos, where there were cars, the way they were perping,
that they were acting like they were broke down on the side of the road and shit with the hood up. And the day after I saw that video, I'm driving from Oski to, or from Bussy to Oski, and I seen 3 different perps doing this. And so that was the first indication that that's what they was doing. Like I was like, oh, so these are like fucking amateurs, man. These are little small timers. They're relying on other TIs and their constant 24-hour surveillance on me because they ain't got no fucking life and they're mentally ill. Most of them are drug addicts and most of them are fucking confused and ill mentally and somehow hooked in with corruption, somehow hooked in with DHS, somehow hooked in with Iowa Workforce Development, somehow hooked in with the fucking SSI in Des Moines even. They can hack phones, this same group. They can hack phones, they can hack your phone, they can ghost phone numbers, they can hack your phone, they can disable your phone. They can prevent your text messages from actually arriving to the fucking place that you fucking texted to. They have done that, or they can delay them for hours and hours and hours. There's so many different things that these fuckers can do, except for the right fucking thing. Isn't it the weirdest fucking anomaly in the world, though? No, we like that. We like destroying our own fucking country and our own way of life for our future. We wouldn't know what to do with them. Just like our prom night. Fucking weaklings. I'm so happy that I don't fucking live in a city because I would probably be beating up perps. But they don't perp like they used to. They don't perp on me. They don't though. They know better. They won't gang stalk me, but they also know that I am that outlandish. I'd break a fucking perp's jaw if they went too far with me and it went beyond some shoulder bumping or something in a grocery store aisle or something like that. And one of them popped off the mouth at me or some shit. It would just be like, oh, slam, you know? I'd be like, what, a couple years? Fuck it. You know what I mean? Worst case scenario, 2 years I'm in the pen. It'd be worth every second. You know, because at least then I'll be fucking, I mean, in a movie. I'm talking about in a movie. Because at least then, you know, I mean, I'm fucking, in the movie, I'm setting the right example at least. You know, it's not a pretty sight, but you know, like your kid spills juice on the fucking ground, you teach it how to fucking get a towel and wipe the fucking juice up. You don't let them walk into the other fucking room and play Nintendo, you know what I mean? Because they'll fucking spill juice and expect you to clean up after them every fucking time. It's the same fucking thing. And these are like little kids, man. They're mental. And they're the ones ironically trying to fucking say everybody else is mental. But they're the fucking mental ones, though. You know, they got a fucking attention span of less than a goldfish. And if they had one that was a little bit more than that, they wouldn't know what to do with it. Then they'd have to think and shit. That's why they're perps, and that's why we're TIs. They got bots, by the way, on my channel. I don't get real comments. I get gang stalked in every fucking aspect on the internet. And you motherfuckers know it. I look on the internet, I look for another TI that's like me that gets fucking stalked and harassed like I do. I ain't found one yet. I don't even think there are any. Most of the fucking TIs that I see on fucking YouTube, on the internet in general, at least YouTube, they're bankrolling. They're making money. To me, that's a perk. To me, no matter what, you're in some kind of way either part of a fucking copycat program or part of an actual fucking community organized harassment program through some conglomerate church or some shit. You know, y'all fucking sold your souls because you didn't know what to do with it. That dude doesn't ever get a hold of. Fuck, man, I forgot. Oh, it's rolling. It's still recording. Okay, good, man. That was a good part. Yeah, that's a real good point that I made there.
That's why they're so easily give up their souls. They don't know what the fuck to do with it. Same thing with their fucking heart, right? They can't listen to it. They don't even hear their fucking heart, right? They didn't even have fucking heart. Black fucking hearts, probably. Black as coal, I imagine, huh? That's what happens when you trade your fucking human spirit. Become a fucking troll. A fucking perp. Destined for a fucking 6-foot hole. A fucking bottomless pit. I mean, I'm just saying there's a lot of betrayal going on in our country. I mean, we all know that. But it seems like everybody that wants to talk about it, they talk about it in a different type of subject matter in a different kind of way, right? A lot of people, they, like I say, some folks are lucky, some ain't. You know, some people, they ain't a gang stalker and they ain't a perp. Or, I mean, a gang stalker and they ain't a TI. They're just a fucking, I doubt there's very many, though. I'd imagine, no matter what, in some kind of way, at least these days, like, somehow, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. I don't know. But like I said, man, I'm compromised. You know, I can't even find a way to shut my comments off on my channel. The comments that I get, they're either from the same group of people that starts a new account, and sometimes they try to fucking trick me, like they're gonna trick me when I already know it's gonna be them, leaving a fucking positive comment. They don't ever leave negative comments anymore. They used to threaten me and shit, threaten my family. They would get real ballsy and fucking bold with me on there. They've been real careful this last year. Because they know I know who the fuck they are, for one thing. But anyways, forget about that. So, they fucking, they control my comments. They won't let any fucking thing come through my comments. Scott Snitzer responded to me, with a heart. And whether he did or didn't, or whether they made it look like he did, and hoping that he just doesn't ever, and they can control all that. Which TI sees which TI sees what the TI see, what you're subscribed to, what they want to hide from you, what they don't want you to see. If you ever fucking write a message to somebody about antiques, collectibles, artifacts, gold, they will not let those people see what the fuck you wrote them at all. And yeah, it's called shadow banning. They did it to me on eBay for the last couple of years. They've done it to me on YouTube. Oh, I can prove, eBay buddy boy, little punk ass, little fucking stupid mouthy motherfucking scumbags. I can prove it though. You understand me? And I don't give a fuck about your company. Fucking punk ass motherfuckers count every penny in our pockets and try to prevent us from fucking obtaining any more. And they're fucking little fucking nothing trolls. Pieces of shit motherfuckers. Scumbag fucking rejects. So, I mean, like, it's cost me fucking a lot of fucking money over the years. A lot of stress, a lot of time out of my fucking day. It's embarrassing as an American citizen to be fucking treated like this in my fucking country and have all these other fucking people around knowing it's going on, knowing it's wrong, and not fucking do anything about it. And why the fuck do you think things are so fucked up in this world? Because that's their way, though. That's their fucking way, is to fucking do the turning way, be on that turning way. And fucking as a result, their lives fucking are in shambles. Their problems are just as bad, if not worse. Just different fucking problems, you know what I mean? They fucking pretend all the fuck they want that their life's peaches and cream, man. But you know, deep down inside,
Nobody's fucking life is. And the reason for that is because so many fucking people would rather fucking cause other people fucking misery, agony, torment, pain, suffering, despair, than spread cheer and happiness and fucking they get along with each other. And they get pissed when you say that. I want people to get along with each other and fucking and to be happy in life. Oh, you don't want to say that. Dude, they'll blitz you, they'll attack you in all kinds of fucking ways. And I know they will. They do it to me all the time, and I still do, because I mean, that's really truly how I fucking feel, though. And they know that's how I feel, and that's why they get pissed off, because then they look like the fucking scumbags that they are. It might actually...
Anything to fuck with my fucking head, or if even worse, there's gonna be fucking problems.
Told you.
Fuck you!
Okay, well, my brother came out here fucking flipping out, and like I was explaining, it's an emotional fucking thing. That's what they use the technology the most for, with the mind control. Is to cause depression, to try to cause people to be manic, depressed, so they can induce suicidal thoughts and interactions. And I have heard them say shit, suicidal shit lately. They make them say shit. They don't really mean it, but they make them say it, though. What it is that they've got it so bad, PTSD, that he fucking, and I hate to tell you guys this, but he needs medical cannabis, because if he doesn't fucking have medical cannabis, pretty soon, they're going to fucking make it even worse on him. And it's just going to cause more episodes. So the state needs to legalize pot, for one fucking thing. I wish they would. I hope to God they fucking do, because I mean, it really, really does need to happen. But, and for lots and lots of reasons. Not just that reason. There's a lot of reasons. There's lots of reasons. But anyways, besides that, this check that we were all supposed to get, this fucking money that they was promising us, well, it turns out that if you didn't file your taxes in the last 2 years, then you had to go to like irs.gov before a certain date and go through the system, so that way they had your information so they could send you your check. Every time I went in there 3 different times, tried to do this, and I got hacked every time, and they would hack my email, or they would hack the actual irs.gov site. So they were hacking both sites, booting me out, session timing out, just prevention would not let me accomplish that goal. Well, then I tried to have my mom help me even. Because usually when my mom helps me, they don't fucking hack her shit and take it that extra step, you know what I mean? But they did. They hacked her shit. They got her all frustrated. She tried for like fucking 2 or 3 hours to help me with this. So, to make a long story short, I and probably many other Americans, I don't know, I might be the only one they fucking did this to. I might be the only fucking American that doesn't get the check, because I'm the only TI in fucking America, probably. I'm just getting fucking tired of these false promises. We've been through a lot with this crisis, and, you know, they get your hopes up for something, and next thing you know, you're hearing about how they're giving these checks to prisoners and rapists, murderers in prison, and they ain't got to fucking go to irs.gov. They get checks, they get money, and they're in prison. But real Americans, because here's the fucking thing too. I worked the year before last year. I painted apartments for Newberry Apartments, and the lady refused to give me my fucking tax information, which by law she was supposed to give me my tax information, but she said, you need to call such and such and ask this other lady, I think her name is Jolene, in Newton. I think it's Newton or some shit, or somewhere in Newberry Living is what it's called, or something like that. Because they're the ones that supposedly write the checks. But I was like, actually, technically, no, you're the company I work for. You're the one that I signed a contract with, so therefore you're actually technically liable to send my tax information to me. It wouldn't have been that hard for them to do. All they got to do is get a fucking envelope, tax forms, mail it to my fucking address. They had all that information. And she was being mean and told me she wasn't going to do it. And I said, I can't talk to that Jolene lady on the phone because she upsets me every time I speak with her. because she was mean to me every time I talked to her on the fucking phone, and I don't even know who she was, but she would yell at me and shit on the fucking phone because they made us wait over 2 months for one of our checks, for one thing, extra than what we were supposed to. Because see, we had to wait 90 days for our first check. We didn't get paid for it was like 60 days. We didn't get paid for the first 60 days, so we worked for 60 days and didn't even get paid. And so our first check came on time, or pretty close to on time, anyways. But then after that, she said, now some of these checks might not come on time. I remember last year, one of them was like a month late. She waits until 60 days after to tell us this. Didn't tell us this from the start. We was expecting our checks to be at least when they said that they were going to be, though, right? I didn't even get my last check. That Jolene lady was supposedly going to send it to us, and the one in Oskaloosa told her not to, said that they had already paid it to us. And I was like, no, you didn't. And so I was out $500 some fucking dollars, but I was just like, oh, well, fuck it. So the next year come around, it was tax time. So I called them, like, I need my tax forms. I got to do my taxes because I still get EIC. I still get earned income credit. So that's like $500-600 for earned income credit if you work a job that year, the prior year. All the way up until you're like 50 something. So, and I know this for a fact. I always did my own taxes. Always a couple of times I went to H&R Block, but even still, no matter what, I always got my EIC when I worked that year, the year before. And they didn't send my tax forms because they did not want me to get my fucking EIC. So it's like I said, okay, they want to count every penny in your pocket. They want to fucking prevent you from working. And if they do, if you are working, they want to gang stalk you by stringing you along, not paying you when they're supposed to. And so, like, also a couple months after we started working there, I talked to this guy that owns a plumbing and heating company, and he used to be the janitor, the custodian for them, and he had to take them to court over thousands of dollars. So they're notorious for not paying their fucking employees, and we didn't even know this until after the fact. So they're a little con artist, little apartment complex there. And gang stalkers, you know what I mean? That's gang stalking. So I mean, even when they do give you a job, it's to gang stalk you. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucking bullshit. They ain't got no right doing this shit to people. So the reason that she would not send my tax forms wasn't because she was incapable of it. It wasn't because she didn't know how to utilize a phone and contact to do her job and do their part by law. It's not my responsibility for them to send my tax forms to me through the fucking mail. It's their responsibility. I was just trying to help them. So they must think they're above every law, and that shit doesn't matter. Only thing that mattered was keeping me from my fucking my fairness, my equality, from what was mine. Right? Rightfully. Just to keep me fucking poor. Right? And I'll say the unemployment, I had an administrative law judge grant me my unemployment from Jamie Johns. I received almost every paycheck except for the very last one that was like, I don't know, $8 or something. And instead of getting my last check, I got a bill because 3 crackpot gang stalking administrative law judges overturned the fucking administrative law judge's decision on the very last check that granted me my unemployment. And now are billing me back for my fucking money that I've been paying into unemployment my whole life. Okay, because I ain't been gang stalked my whole life. I didn't start getting gang stalked until I was like in my mid-20s. Up to that point, I worked. I always worked. No problem working. Worked jobs all the time. Worked lots of different jobs. And I was always a good employee wherever I worked. But when they decided to start gang stalking me, I couldn't get a job anywhere. People were acting fucking strange as fuck. And I don't even want to relive that in my... So, because I don't want to go down that road because it upsets me. Thinking about all the shit they did, right? I just want to move on, right? You know what I mean? But at the same time, though, I kind of feel like it's important, though, that people realize how serious this is. It's not a little game. It's not just a little joke. They try to, like it's amusing and it's like all in good fun. No, okay? Fucking playing a joke on somebody for like maybe a day or something, but when it happens for 13 prolonged years, it's not a fucking joke. You know what I mean? And there's more ways they do too. There's lots of different fucking ways. I'm not even gonna go into detail all that shit right now. It's not worth it. It just ain't. You know, I don't even know how long this video is going to record for anyway. I'm about to probably end this video. Because, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm already starting to get fucking pissed off. I'm already pissing myself off and getting upset just thinking about this shit. That's why I don't talk about it that fucking often anymore. I certainly don't fucking validate on a daily basis the shit my perps are doing to me, because that's exactly what the fuck they want you to do. All right? They get off on that shit. If you don't validate the harassment that they do to you, though, if you're not validating it, then, you know, they feel less empowered. They feel like a failure, because they are. But if you validate what the fuck they do to you in some way, you're fucking kind of like pinning a medal on them, you know? Because they give people the wrong impression, like what they're doing is a fucking the right thing or a noble thing, or somehow they got everybody all brainwashed and fucking just completely looking at things the wrong fucking way. So, okay, so that was the DHS. No, okay, I told you DHS with the food stamp thing. They told me 3 years for food stamps. They ain't never done that to anybody else. The best of my knowledge, I don't know anybody else that's had to wait for 3 fucking years for food stamps. All right? And if you can prove to me otherwise, prove it then. You know what I mean? I'd like to see somebody fucking actually prove it to me, though, instead of just saying, oh, lots of people, you know, because you're just a fucking perp, and I'm not going to listen to what the fuck you have to fucking say, because you're a fucking retard, and you're not fucking talking the truth. What I'm talking is the fucking truth, though, okay? I know that it's supposed to be 3 months on and 3 months off if you're unemployed. Therefore, you could get food stamps twice a fucking year in alternating months, where you'll go 3 months without, 3 months with, 3 months without, 3 months with, 3, 6, 9, 12. There's fucking, really fucking simple. By quarterly, 3 months, 12 months in a year, you get twice a year you can get food stamps. But you can't get it consecutively. It alternates. You see what I'm saying? And that's only if you're unemployed. Well, they decided that they're just going to make up rules up as they went along. And this guy was like, oh, I've been here for 15 years and it's always been like that. And I was like, bullshit, dude. No, the fuck it hasn't. I know better. And I've been getting food stamps since for a long time. And I know that ain't how it's been. And that ain't how it is. But they fucking literally send me official letters stating that that's how it is. And literally made me wait 3 fucking years for food stamps. Plus now, almost 4 years. While keeping me unemployed. While telling other employers in other cities, little podunk towns, also to go ahead and go along with the gang stalking. Give them an interview. Tell them you're going to call them back. And then not call them back. And then dodge his phone calls. That's the shit they do. And so like, and then the other perps involved, the other perps that get to infiltrate your life and shit, they'll be like, get a job. And it's like I said, the only way they'll let you fucking work is if it's a part of their agenda, part of their gang stalking agenda against you. You see what I'm saying? And that's to what? Farther the psychological harassment. Who knows what little sinister plots they got in their fucking copycat brains, man. But regardless, no matter what, they ain't good. So, yeah. DHS, workforce development or unemployment, I explained those two. So then there's, DHS is the food stamp thing. And then the workforce development thing, I imagine they're kind of like connected with DHS. And I imagine so is the SSI in Des Moines. Fuck, I'd almost willing to bet they're probably all in the same fucking building up there in Des Moines. And not kind of how these fucking corporations and shit like that operate. So, my gang stalk, it was big. I mean, they was gang stalking me with big companies, with things that represent our state, that's supposed to provide assistance to American citizens in times of trouble. Instead, was causing me times of trouble and not providing me with assistance. Instead, providing me with harassment, which they still are, by sending me that fucking bill in the first place. There should be a law. You can't overturn a fucking decision that granted somebody something after the fucking fact. Right? You know what I mean? Like, if they was going to do that, they should have nipped it in the bud in the first place and not ever sent me a fucking check. Okay? So, what it is it adds to psychological torture. Now they got me saying, I can't believe they say fucking words like that. Psychological harassment, okay? which adds to stress. And we all know that fucking stress is the silent killer. The more stress that they can add into your life, as insignificant as it may seem to you, what, a little bill? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if you don't pay it? We're gonna send you another bill? It's like, yeah, I know, it doesn't seem like it fucking will get at you. But it fucking will, though. Because they shouldn't be able to send the thing. They shouldn't be able to send this fucking bill to me. They should be sending me more checks. Because, I mean, I paid into fucking over $20,000, $30,000 of fucking, unemployment throughout my life. And that was the only time I was ever able to even receive any unemployment. So, I mean, I've been through a lot. And nowadays, the worst of it, the one that's getting the worst of it, if you ask me, if you've seen the way my brother was acting, is him. Because, I mean, and you're probably like, yeah, but that's just him. And that ain't, you're thinking that, hold on a second, fucking. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you this much right now. I can't believe I did this long of a fucking video. I'm going to tell you this much right now. I'm not doing a video about gang stalking again for a while. I'm not talking about this shit again like this. It ain't going to fucking happen. I don't even like venting about this because it upsets me. It adds more stress. It just reactivates the stress that they've already caused in my fucking life anyway. It's not healthy. But I want to finish up with what I'm saying. Okay, so yes, gang stalking definitely is real. And you're probably wondering, well, like, why do all these people get involved with gang stalking? Why would they stay committed to doing it to somebody for that many years? And, well, I mean, I've been thinking about this, and I have no other solution or answer to that other than the fact that they must be making money off of it. They call it contract stalking. And so it's got to do with that. It's got to do with money, I'd imagine. In lots of ways, probably more than one way. Because a lot of these gang stalkers are also identity thieves. You gotta understand, just because they got positions of power in city government or whatever the fuck possibly, and they utilize little trolls on the outskirts, little hoodlums, little ghouls, or whatever the fuck. Or I guess they want to. Now I didn't empower them. Well, whatever. I'll fucking let them have their moment. They ain't shit, but there's got to be money involved and corruption. And like I said, just because they got positions of power, it doesn't mean that they won't do dirty crimes like fucking identity theft and life insurance policies and all kinds of fucking crooked shit. And the extent of their little plots, their little schemes within their own community that they organize to harass people with, I imagine not every one of them are on the exact same page at all times and know every detail of every bit of their fucking plots, their schemes, their fucking fucked up, pathetic little manipulative dreams. I would imagine a lot of them are fucking none the wiser. A lot of them are probably duped. A lot of them are probably just thinking they're doing the right thing somehow. And they're really good at covering their own. They cover for each other. They cover their tracks. They watch each other's backs. They bail each other out. They set people up. They try to entrap. I mean, they'll do every dirty fucking rotten scoundrel fucking thing of a crime that a piece of shit group of fucking retarded, hopeless individuals would do, you know? They're not really individuals. You can't even really say they're individuals. They're a hive-minded mentality, you know? They are the majority, puppet mastering it while walking with it at the same time. Being the blind led by the blind, led by the blind. Headed to the rapidly ever so draining time drain. So, I guess before I end this video, show a little bit of what I've been working on. It's kind of rough, but I like the paintings that I did on these, though, at least. I've already shown this one before. Just like Pollock splatter drip live action style paintings on canvas and on wood. abstracts. That one I'm thinking about throwing a little bit more paint on. I got a few more paintings. Also, I'm kind of working on that seat cushion down there. I got a few other paintings also that well, this one's I'm in progress of working on. I nowhere near complete yet, but I got like 4 more of them upstairs. I got some pretty awesome ones. I did a really awesome one. I'm hoping to get some more paint so I can finish this one. And I think if I show these outdoors, because the lighting ain't here, ain't doing them justice, but I like them anyways. You know what I mean? And they might be a little bit lackadaisical, but that one I really was happy with. I actually did that one on a live video. I don't have it on my channel anymore. I think I accidentally removed it, but so what? You know what I mean? But anyway, I don't know why the fuck I removed it. Because it was a live action style painting. Something fucking mind controlled me into removing it, and that's something I shouldn't have removed, but oh well. This one, it's got a lot of work to do on it yet, and I'm in progress of this wall mural here. I'll have it looking a lot better later. It's just the lighting, like I say, too, also is not the best here right this minute. And I kind of got a Pollock style upright that I was working on over here. Also, as you can see, as I work my way over this way, it's kind of behind that board there. And so, I mean, it's a work in progress. So, I mean, it's a work in progress. Like I say, I wish I had an endless supply of paint. I would have this thing looking really awesome, but it's just, I can only do what I can deal with right now, and but by the time I'm finished with it, it'll really look awesome. But I gotta work on a few other things too, also in the meantime. But yeah, I'm happy with the direction I'm going with that, especially of those panels over there. These ones over here, obviously, they look like they need a lot of work, but really, little bits of different colors of paint in the right spots, and they will be, it won't take me that long. I'll put some calligraphy up there. It'll all work out, but I'm working on this one kind of a little bit too, and when I have a little extra paint. I love doing abstract paintings because that's just the way I paint, you know. I like doing these Pollock style ones too also, but they take a lot of paint if you want to do a good one, right? You know what I mean? And so and I gotta tell you, I'm not an expert on how Pollock would do his paintings. I just do them, in my methods, I mean, I do use sticks and I do drip and I do stuff like that, but Pollock didn't have these bottles that we have these days, you know, where you could get a good fucking streak across the fucking board and, or take the lid off and splatter a fucking good fucking splash over the, you know what I mean? Like, but it's relatively the same thing. I mean, it's just a little bit more modernized, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I watched a few Pollock videos and things about Pollock and all that, but I figure, you know, if I could fucking get $50 a piece on these little ones, I'd be happy. You know what I mean? Like, but I like these ones. I'm gonna have to try to get $100 a piece out of because they're from a 1940s beekeeper's unit. So just the wood panels alone are worth like $20 a sleeve like that. So I mean, I got to get, you know, I put money in paint, time, and all that. I got to get at least $100 out of them. So I figured what I was gonna do is eventually I'm just gonna get a booth somewhere, and I'm just gonna sell paintings, and that's all I'm gonna sell. So I mean, like, people that want to buy abstract paintings, there ain't gonna be anything else to pick through, to choose through. So if they come to my booth, 50% are gonna probably buy a painting, and the other 50% are gonna think about buying a painting, maybe or not. But so it's not a bad idea. I mean, shit, you got to start somewhere, you know. So yeah. But yeah, this one I did earlier, oh, I'm really happy with. I mean, I'm like ecstatic with, because I was like, how the fuck? I did this painting in like 10 seconds. It already had a background, a dark background, like black paint, pretty much, like a blah. But what I do is I take these, they're like finger paint cups from Dollar Tree, and they only cost $1. You get 4 cups, four different colors of paint. And what I do is I dump the paint out in rings on the painting, and I do a swirling method back and forth, and different patterns, and then I just proceed with the next color, then the next color, then the next color, and it makes a freaking awesome painting. I don't know if it works for everybody, but it works for me that way. So it's just a little tip. If you're wanting to do a fucking really awesome painting, if you don't have that much money, Dollar Tree. It's only $1, and you get 4 cups of these different paints. I mean, essentially that's what I did on this one. Like, sorta, I did that, and I did also I did some stripes around it and things like that, some wrapping. But you can see there's 2 different colors of paint, and the colors of paint are, I really like the colors of paint. I like how it dries on there. So I really, really like those paints. And then this one, I kind of just I use my hand. But it looks pretty awesome. I might do a little adjusting to it, but yeah, I finger painted that one after I had already done like a quickie Pollock style thing. I threw some paint on there, and I designed paint with my hand sometimes. Actually, it's what I did with this wall. I painted all that with my hand. I know it sounds dumb, but it seems to work for me, though. It's like I said, it's a work in progress, and it ain't a finished product, these wall murals, yet. But yeah, I'll do ballsy shit like that. I use brushes. I use paper. I use my hands. I don't really use sponges. I just use brushes, paper, my hands, fingers. Yeah. I use different kinds of brushes. I use different sizes of brushes. I don't care if the brushes the bristles are hardened up. I don't even bother washing the brushes off. I do things in an unorthodox way, but nobody else paints the way I paint. But it works for me though. And I can't say it worked for everybody that way. It just works for me that way. So I mean, like I always say about abstract paintings, you can't do an abstract painting the wrong way. You can't fuck up your own abstract painting. You know, and you got to look at it like that too, you know. So I'm hoping I get some black paint though. Really need to darken this up some though. But I don't want to overdo it with the black paint though either. Cause see, then it's like a cycle. I'm going back and forth until sometimes I get really happy with the panel, and it stays that way for a while, and then I'm like, I want to paint, and it's like I paint over it. Then I gotta but eventually I'll get there. I'll know when I'm there when it's a finished product, and because I want to be able to make good money on this wall mural because these are massive. You know what I mean? So like if I do really good. I'm hoping I can get like 10G a piece, $10,000 a piece, and that's $36,000 at least. That's like 36 panels. So like, you know, that's a big payday. If I become a known artist and people start seeking out my paintings, like maybe I sell a few smaller ones first, and then they find out I got a wall mural with 36 panels that are 10 foot tall, and I get 10G a piece. That's a fucking house, a car, fucking, you know what I mean? But I've been working on this for over a year. I've been working on this wall mural it's all on wood. I don't know how many painters have painted on Norboard wood like this, but I prefer to paint on wood personally, especially when it comes to abstract paintings. I don't mind using canvas. I don't really like these flat canvases, but they're just flimsy and they're just, you know, they're not worth painting on. But that one was though. Well, that's canvas. The one upstairs was the one I did today was though because it turned out really awesome. So I mean, like if it turns out like a really awesome painting, then it's worth it, I guess. You know what I mean? But which I will show. I will show that. But yeah. I just kind of wanted to show that. It's kind of been working on my paintings and digging in my yard also. But I gotta do some things. So I'm gonna have to end this video. And yeah, I'm not gonna be talking about gang stalking for a while. So I mean, don't be expecting another fucking. I don't even know how fucking. I'll leave this video up, but it's just. Somebody's gonna sit there and spend 2 hours. Is this 2 hours? 2 hours, 2+ hours listening to a fucking rant about gang stalking. Then I guess it was worth it. But I doubt someone's gonna spend that much fucking time listening to these videos. But you never know, though. You never know. I am kind of entertaining. I entertain myself sometimes. So, and like I was in the mood to vent. You know, it's been kind of a tense like day, it seems like. You know, it's been overcast, real gloomy, gray skies, rained all night last night. It's supposed to fucking rain tomorrow. Yeah, so I mean, so I really am hoping I get this paint. I'm pretty sure, I know I have some paint. I just hope she gets some more paint, because I mean, I'm like, I love painting. I love when I do a really good painting, you know what I mean? But I've got tendencies, for some reason, to fucking overpaint on my fucking really good paintings. And then I'm like, why did I do that? But then, it all seems to work out. Hopefully I don't have that tendency and I keep, I gotta break that habit. If I got a really good painting, I gotta learn how to put it up and go find me a piece of wood or something next time instead of fucking painting over a fucking good painting. You know what I mean? And I paint my walls upstairs.